My life, like many of yours, is filled with lots of wonderful things to include working, writing, creating, gardening, exercising, and cooking. Yes, cooking. I'm on a mission to change the way we see, experience, and relate to food. The concept of Sankofa reminds us to go back and fetch what was essential for maintaining a quality and wholesome lifestyle and apply it to modern day practices. So, would you like to join me at the table? Welcome back to my Sankofa table. I am your host, Tia Capers, and on this program, we talk all things health and wellness, and we bring people together to help us to do that. Today in the studio, I have my friend, LaDonna Gail Carter. She's a food etiquette coach and the 2017 Collard Green Queen. So welcome to our program today. We're going to talk food etiquette today, and the thing that we're going to prepare is a raw vegan apple pie.
Apple pie.
Perfect. All right. So, LaDonna, so tell me, why are you the collard green queen?
Well, my journey started with when I changed my diet to plant-based. And it was a journey looking at all different types of foods, macrobiotic diet, and stumbled upon through this education a raw food diet.
Okay.
So I consider myself to be, when people ask me, I say most of my diet is plant-based.
Okay.
And the raw food diet was pretty interesting. I did that for about 5-6 days.
Okay.
And I came up with or was introduced to a collard green salad.
Okay.
And this is a raw salad.
And I've tasted your collard green salad, and it is phenomenal. Let me just say that.
Yes, and it took a number of years to tweak that salad.
Okay.
So I entered a raw collard green salad at a collard green festival that's held in Lithonia, Georgia.
Nice. So that's in the Atlanta area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I competed against about 9 other people.
Wow.
I was one of the few people that did a raw collard green dish.
Okay.
Most of the people did cooked collards. So I entered the collard green contest and I won.
Wow.
2017.
Nice,
so
nice.
Collard green
queen. All right. We should have brought you a crown today because we're in the Queen City of Charlotte. So now we have here the collard green queen.
And a lot of people are probably wondering, well, how can you eat collard greens raw? That's through the process of marinating it with olive oil and lemon juice.
Okay.
And the lemon juice
helps to break it down, just like kale. So yeah. Yes. Interesting. Okay, so because we're talking about food etiquette today, we know sometimes we go around our family members or go to different events, and as the host, trying to accommodate different lifestyles and what, different things that people eat, it could be challenging. And as a guest showing up to some of these events, it could be a challenge as well because you don't know what food they have. So let's talk a little bit about that. So as a host, what would you suggest that a host would do when they're hosting an event and they know that different people are coming?
Okay. In addition to being the collard green queen, also I'm an etiquette consultant, certified by the Protocol School of Washington.
Okay.
And through the course, one of the things is that you learn as with etiquette, which is how to navigate in a space around people to make them feel comfortable. And we have this holiday season upon us. We're hosting different activities and parties.
Right.
And we have a responsibility as the host of the party and as a guest.
Okay.
And since this show is about health and wellness, how to navigate with a person with a plant-based lifestyle or being a vegetarian. So if you're the host of the party and you eat meat and you're serving that, but one of your guests is a vegetarian, the best way to get around that is to, when you do something, possibly have the menu include, I call it what you call build-a-dinner.
Okay.
It may be something like tacos.
Okay.
So with tacos, you have the shells, you have the meat, you have the vegetables, you have the beans, you have the lettuce, tomato.
Okay.
So the vegetarian, when they fix their taco,
right,
they don't have to put meat.
right,
But in addition, people who eat meat can also eat at that meal.
right.
So just make
And just
sure
leave
that
out the meat, and they can just put on their taco whatever they choose.
yes, so just make sure that you choose something where keep the meat separate from the vegetables. So I went to a picnic and someone had baked beans. I wanted to eat the baked beans, but they put hamburger in the baked beans.
Okay.
So just make sure that you choose something
Right.
that can accommodate everyone.
Okay, nice.
To keep that in mind as the host.
Nice. And also, well, I host vegan dinners in my home, so people already know what to expect when they come there. But like you're saying, regular events and, you know, gatherings, it may not just be all plant-based or all vegan. So to mix it up, that's a good tip. So as a guest, what should I be doing as a guest?
Okay.
Going to these events? Because I'm vegan, you know, and so it's like, well, what should I do?
One thing, going back also to the host's responsibility, if they're having something in their home, is to know who's attending the event.
Okay.
So they try to accommodate the guests.
Right.
So they should know that you're a vegetarian. As the guests, remember, the reason a person entertains is for the hospitality. The food comes in there, but it's also to welcome you into their home.
Okay.
So I send you an invitation, I'm having an event, and you respond, sure, RSVP with 2.
Right.
Would you like me to bring some type of vegetarian chili to complement your dish?
Okay.
So you can say that
Okay.
to alert the host and see what's on their menu or just make them aware.
Okay.
But one thing also that the host should remember is that not to point out to everyone, oh, she's a vegetarian.
Right.
She eats
Yes.
this. Because what it does is it focuses
Right.
on you and it makes you
Uncomfortable. Yes.
So,
Yes.
but also as the guest is a vegetarian, we shouldn't try to make other people feel uncomfortable that,
I agree.
oh, she eats this way, she eats that way. I don't want her to come to an event.
Right.
So we both have an obligation as a host and as a guest.
Okay, that's a great tip. A lot of times when I'm invited to places, I do try to find out what's being served. And, you know, another thing you can do, if in the event there may be nothing you can eat, or you're thinking about, hey, there may be nothing there I can eat before you go.
Yes.
Eat before you go, or sometimes I'll carry food with me, and if the host is okay, I'll bring my food, and sometimes enough to share with others, or I'll keep it in the car and I'll eat it when I finish the event. So I guess a tip to people with special or different lifestyles, you know, in terms of eating, is to be prepared. Treat it like a lifestyle. Even if you're going to an event, you know, always be prepared and not have to sit there and be hungry or feel like the outcast or anything. And, you know, I've been at events sometimes where I am the only vegan, so I kind of fade to the back and I don't announce, hey, I'm a vegan here. You know, but if the discussion comes up about food, I'm always willing to, you know, share information. Okay. So.
Another thing is, as the host, remember when you're preparing your meal, in addition to just plant-based, is that most people have allergies or dietary restrictions.
Right.
So I would say the top 3 or 4 that we need to consider sometimes is most people are allergic to nuts.
Right.
They're allergic to seafood. And they may have some gluten. So you want to choose a menu that kind of remembers that some things most people are allergic to, so try to substitute.
Right, that's great. That's a great tip. Wow. So, all right. So with that being said, today the item that we're preparing is going to be raw vegan apple pie, or you might want to say, instead of raw, we might want to say
no bake.
No bake. All right. We like that word, no bake. And we're only using 5 ingredients.
Yes.
So this is going to be very interesting. So to you out there, if you're interested in seeing what LaDonna and I prepare, then stay tuned. And when we come back from a short break, we will be making a no-bake apple pie. So thank you. Stay tuned.
Hey, this is Chocolate Drop with the Chocolate Box Presents and
Tia Capers of My Sankofa Table.
And we want to encourage you to tune into both our programs. The Chocolate Box comes on every Tuesday at 12 noon and then again at 9 p.m. And what about My Sankofa Table?
My Sankofa Table airs every second and fourth Saturday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
On Spectrum Cable Channel 21 and AT&T Uverse Channel 99. So you never know what you're going to get.
Nope.
You can watch the Chocolate Box Presents or
My Sankofa Table. What else?
and everyone is welcome at the table.
Absolutely.
Hope to see you there.
See you there. Bye. Welcome back to My Sankofa Table. Again, I'm Tia Capers, and today we have LaDonna Gail Carter with us. We were just talking about food etiquette. Now we're going to whip up this raw vegan apple pie. We're only using, I think, 5 ingredients. So we have apples, we have walnuts, we have dates, and we have cinnamon. That's 4 ingredients. So starting off, I guess we'll start off with the crust.
With the crust.
All right, so the crust is just going to be what?
The crust is going to be
Walnuts and dates.
And the dates.
All right, we're all set.
And we're going to use a food processor.
Okay.
So we're going to take about a cup of cup of walnuts.
Okay.
Put that
All right,
in the food
so
processor.
put the walnuts in there.
And then we're going to take, say, about 6 dates.
All right, about 6 dates. Do we need to put more walnuts in there?
No, this will be good because we're just going to make it for one mold.
All right. And so today, you can use a muffin pan for this. Today we're using like a silicone type pan. It's heart shaped. So we're going to blend this together. And it's going to form it's going to come together, right?
Yes.
It's going to kind of come together a little bit.
Give you a couple more dates.
A few more dates in there so we can make it nice and sticky so it sticks together. All right, so that might get it. And okay.
So you want to think of it kind of like a graham cracker crust.
All right.
But
And so we're going to take this off.
It needs to be a little bit more blended.
A little bit more. All right. Put that back on and blend some more.
You want to try to blend the walnuts and the dates so they kind of stick together and form like a ball. We're going to, once we get those in there, we're going to take the walnuts and the dates. They're going to be blended in the food processor.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So you'll see it's like forming a mixture where it's getting solid together. Okay.
Okay. All right, so that's a little bit better. So you just have to kind of play around with it. And so what we'll do from here is maybe pour a little bit in each mold, and then we'll take something like a spoon or something, or your fingers, and mash it down, because this is our crust. How's that?
That's good.
All right.
So what I usually do is I take the mixture and I form a ball. I'm going to form a ball. See how it's forming? And then you put that, if you're using the heart shape, or you put that against the mold.
Okay.
That's forming.
And now, so do we have to let this mold, do we have to freeze this or refrigerate
Yes.
this? Okay.
And that's what you call setting it.
All right. Just trying to clean it up a little bit.
The tin pan is a little stiffer than you want.
Okay, so if we're using a tin pan, it makes it a little bit stiffer and easier to work with because this is silicone and a little flimsy. It could be a challenge, but you just might have to have a little bit more patience.
So what I'm doing is I'm forming the crust into the mold. And I'll show you a picture, tilted so that you can see it once we have the molds.
All right. Nice.
You see where I have formed the mold.
All right.
Okay, so that's your crust.
And we put this in the freezer for how long?
We put this in the freezer about 2 hours so that it can set.
Okay, so that's the crust. Now for the filling, what are we going to use?
Okay, so for the filling, we're going to use apple, dates, and cinnamon.
All right.
So I'm going to take the apple. I'm going to peel the apple. So you're going to have about 2 apples for the filling, and then we're going to put that in a blender.
Now now you're going to peel it, so we're just going to cut this up a little bit, and this is going to form almost like an applesauce when we mix it up?
Yes.
Or something? Okay, all right.
So we're doing the filling part of the raw apple pie.
All right. And about how many dates should we put in there, or do we need to put in there? Now, I didn't pre-soak these dates. Should I have pre-soaked them, or does it matter?
No.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Usually, sometimes
All
you
right.
can add, let's see.
And then how much cinnamon? About a half a teaspoon?
Yes.
So
And we'll have
I'm not measuring, but
the
about a half a
recipe.
teaspoon. All right. Is that enough?
Yeah, let me put another apple in there.
Okay.
So we're making the filling. Usually you make it out of some, if you were doing a cooked apple pie, it's sugar and
Butter
you have that syrup. It is so delicious.
And so the dates are bringing the sweetness. So
Yes.
instead of using
the
any
dates and the apple.
and the apple.
Because some people actually use apple juice as a sweetener in
Right.
some of their drinks.
Okay.
So, put a couple more dates in there.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's give this a blend to make our filling.
And while you do that, I'm going to peel this other apple. So,
All right. Now this one is going to be for the filling as well.
No.
Okay.
This is for the other part.
Okay.
The layering.
Okay. Gotcha. So stay tuned for this noise. Giving it a shake so it'll mix it around a little bit, because we're kind of relying on the apple to make the juice, so to speak.
Sometimes you can put a little water in there.
Little water.
But
I have a bottle of water right here. I will add a little bit in there.
Make it too.
Now, when I tried this, I did add a little bit of water just to.
And sometimes you have different type of dates, medjool dates. So you see that it's forming like an applesauce. Okay, it's going there.
And also make sure you have a high-powered type of blender here. Now, at home, I would have used a different one, which I won't call a name, but sometimes you got to have the right tool for the job. Is that good or more?
That's good.
Okay.
So she has formed like the applesauce mixture.
If I can get it open. There we go.
So you think of layering.
Okay.
So we're going to take a little of like the applesauce mixture and put that in there. That's part of your filling. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut the apples in layers.
Thin layers?
Slice them real thin.
Okay, so we want to make them thin. So remember, we've already frozen this at home. We've already frozen the crust. And then so we're coming in with the applesauce mixture type filling.
Right, so we cut the apples in real thin layers.
Okay.
I'm going to cut those in half.
All right. This smells so good too.
And then,
Gosh.
you take and you place the apple slices in with the apple sauce.
Okay.
Then we'll put another layer
Another
applesauce.
layer. All right. So when I tried this, that's what I didn't do. I didn't layer.
Okay,
That's why
one
mine
more
didn't
layer.
taste as good as yours, but it was good.
Another layer.
Oh, another
in.
layer? Okay. So we just layer it up.
Okay, and we
Nice.
are close to finished. So this is the end result.
Nice, nice, nice. And so now do we need to freeze this again or refrigerate it again?
Yes, refrigerate it. And then what happens is after you let it sit, and Tia came up with this good tip, you can you can almost see it coming out now.
Yeah, when you use these silicone pans here, they're easy to pop out. So this, imagine if we had already frozen this.
Right, and this hasn't had a chance to fully set, but you can
Right.
already see it forming.
Yes. All right. So this will be really good for Valentine's Day, birthdays, or any occasion really.
Yes.
So when we freeze it, when we refrigerate it. So at this point, we're going to refrigerate it after we layer it up.
Yes, so
Okay.
you have your
So
finished
about
product.
how long? Maybe 30 minutes, a couple hours? Or
About
just,
an hour.
Okay, so about an
And
hour.
then you just take it out of the refrigerator when you're close to. Oh, I think can we get this one out?
We might. Where is that spatula? Is it over there?
That one.
No, here it is. We used it for this. And let me see. I had a little plate.
So I'm trying to show the audience, even though it hasn't had a chance to fully set, you just really be
You can sit it right on the board here.
amazed at how it looks like an apple pie.
Well,
and
maybe,
taste.
I don't know. I'll let you take it out because again, we haven't let this sit. Oh, wow. Look at there.
See, it's already
Nice.
formed.
Already
so imagine
forming.
if you've already put it into
The freezer
The
and the
freezer.
refrigerator. You can go on the top with a little garnishment with a little bit of cinnamon if you'd like. But this will be really nice to show up at the event with a nice apple pie. And you be the talk of the event. So this is
Yes.
great. Well, thank you for sharing this with us. I'm definitely going to keep trying this until I perfect it, because last time I didn't layer it, but I like that idea.
Yeah, you can layer it.
Yes, okay.
So this is your no-bake apple pie.
All right, thank you very much, and we're going to wrap up. So I encourage you guys, give this a try. Let us know how it turned out. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes. LaDonna, you had any closing words you want to say?
Just to be more healthy, incorporate something raw food in your diet.
Yes, because on this program, we are helping to change lives one meal at a time. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye. All right, this is good. Nice. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. In our next episode, we will be doing hotel hot plate shenanigans, where I am cooking a veggie wrap, and this is something that I typically cook when I travel on vacation. Thanks.